In any discussion of the health benefits of fermented food, it's really important to recognize that there's an incredible variety of fermented foods and beverages in the world, and it's not as if sauerkraut, yogurt, salami, chocolate, coffee, and cheese all have precisely the same nutritional qualities. The process of fermentation transforms foods in some clear patterns of ways. The first I would describe as predigestion. This is the idea that as microorganisms are fermenting the food, they are digesting nutrients and breaking them down into simpler and generally more easily available to us forms. The flip side of predigestion would be detoxification. And there are all kinds of toxins that are present in food that get broken down by fermentation organisms as they digest them. One example would be oxalic acid that gets broken down by fermentation, phytic acid, even some real serious poisons like cyanide can be broken down by fermentation. Third, I would say, is the nutrient enhancement. So beyond breaking down nutrients in the food, fermentation can generate additional nutrients. Almost every fermented food and beverage has elevated levels of B vitamins, as well as unique micronutrients. So for instance, in fermented vegetables, we find these compounds called isothiocyanates that are metabolic byproducts of the bacteria that are recognized as important anti-carcinogenic compounds. But what I would consider to be the most profound benefit of fermentation would be the live bacteria themselves. And not every fermented food has live bacteria when you eat them. If you go to the supermarket and buy a can of sauerkraut, that was fermented by lactic acid bacteria, but in heat processing it so it could be stored in a can, those bacteria are destroyed. But when you eat fermented foods that haven't been cooked or heat processed after their fermentation, you're ingesting bacteria that can help to restore biodiversity and potentially improve digestive processes, improve overall immune function, and there's some new evidence suggesting that it can even be helpful to our mental health.